Hello beer tubers and welcome to yet another beer review with me, Pierre the Master of Puppets. Today looking at a pretty special beer from Britain because I've gotten a lot of requests from my British viewers to review some British beer after I came home, or when I came home. And today we're looking at a beer, you can see it's already poured. It's the Fuller's Brewers Reserve No. 3 Oak Aged Ale, which is aged in Auchentoshan, or Auchentoshan I think, whiskey cask on 9% for 800 days. Yeah, it says here on the back, Brewers Reserve No. 3 has been aged for over 800 days in Auchentoshan whiskey casks. Auchentoshan is the last surviving traditional Glasgow malt whiskey distillery, using oak casks that originally contained bourbon. Over the long aging period, the casks have infused warm honey and spicy ginger notes into the beer. These combine with the rich malt body and pleasant sharp fruitiness of the base beer, resulting in a wonderfully complex, well-conditioned ale. An exceptional beer in the finest tradition of brewing and blending, a brew that's well worth the wait. As you see, I got it poured already because, first of all, I actually forgot to press play on the camera, which kind of sucks, but when I opened the bottle, it gushed everywhere. And I've never had that happen to me with a British beer, so that was very strange. At least like a big brewery like Fuller's. It kind of sucks because this wasn't a cheap beer. It kind of pisses me off a little here from the beginning already. But let's get the rest poured out here. Hopefully it's not going to be super carbonated and fizzy. But yeah, it lost over half the beer. Man, come on. It was like 89 kroners, I think, so that really sucks. But yeah, there you have it. Wow, yeah, a lot of carbonation. Almost like a Belgian ale carbonation-wise. It's just like streaming off the bottom. I think I got an over-primed bottle. 3-finger almost. Off-whitish head. Looks like the others in the series, but smells more bourbon whiskey forward. Or whiskey forward, so let's check out the aroma. Very fruity, very fruity. A lot of that marmalade, kind of almost a peach character. Really nice and toasted oak aroma to it too. Not really vanilla, it's more of a toasted oakiness, whiskey kind of aroma. I do kind of see the gingery or spicy notes they talk about, but I don't really pick up any honey. Maybe a little bit of orange almost, but it's more of like in a spice, not in like hoppy orange, but more like spice-wise. A little bit of pepperiness. But nice whiskey character on it. I think this is the most dominant barrel character of any of the Brewers Reserve beers by Fuller's I've had, at least. Or, yeah, I've had all of them. At least my bottles. But nice of that marmalade character, some kind of raisiny, darker fruit aromas. This smells pretty good, actually. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, guys. Very carbonated, kind of sweet. Flavor is a little bit of a letdown compared to the aroma. It doesn't seem as complex. And I think it might be because I got an over-carbonated bottle, so the carbonation just keeps going like crazy, so you don't pick up as much flavor. But the body on it, because of the carbonation, feels very fizzy, and I'd say medium. Almost like Belgian ale carbonation-wise. But flavor, nice oak character in the background there. A little bit of smoky hint. Kind of the burnt or charred oak flavor. Not really vanilla. A lot of the marmalade character. Again, like orange. A little bit of that spice, kind of the peppery spice. And again, that orange in the spice sense. I can see the ginger flavor too. A little bit of that kind of darker fruit flavor, a little bit of raisiny kind of hint in there. A little bit almost red apple or something like that. And it's actually pretty tasty. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not like the best barrel-aged beer out there, but for like a British style ale aged in barrels, it's really nice. You can't taste the 9% really. It's very well hidden. It's a pretty flavorsome. Just look at that head. Over carbonation. That's crazy. But yeah, it's a pretty tasty brew. I think I prefer this over the cognac for sure. I think still maybe the single malt was my favorite. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to revisit the review because it's like 2 years or 3 years ago almost. Oh, well, 2 years I think. since I reviewed that. I've only been on here for 2.5 years, so, but this is a really tasty beer. I would have probably gone 90 if this wasn't an overcarbonated bottle, because the overtly huge amount of carbonation kind of disrupts the beer a little. It makes it fizzy, and you don't pick up as much of the complexity as you could have, I think, at least in this bottle here, because it seemed much more complex in the aroma. Still is a pretty good beer, and I'd say still give it a go, but be careful when you open it, because maybe you'll get an overcarbonated bottle like me, or overprimed bottle. So yeah, rating wise, for the Fuller's Brewer Reserve number 3, Oak Aged Ale aged in Auchentoshan casks. I'm going to give it an 85. It's a pretty good, really good barrel-aged English style, English strong ale for sure. But like, it's not as good as something like a Thomas Hardy or something like that, but it's still really nice. The carbonation issues I talked about pulls it down a few grades. But other than that, definitely check this beer out, especially if you can get the Fuller's limited releases in your area. Still like a little though that it was kind of overcarbonated in the sense that Fuller's just becoming a big brewery, and it's just going to show that even though they're big, they're still not just producing mass-produced stuff that's the same and the same and the same. So yeah, guys, that does this beer review. Remember to let me know what you think of the Fuller's Brewer Reserve number 3 Oak Aged Ale aged in Auchentoshan whiskey casks. Especially let me know if you had an overcarbonated bottle. And what's your favorite of the beers they released so far in the Brewers Reserve series? Well, I'm going to say cheers now, guys. And I'm going to see you in another beer review.